Hi, I'm Alison Hicks. My first poem is Island. To have a skin loose enough to shake is something to aspire to. The dog carries his clothing on his person, everything he needs except traffic sense. Every time you walk out the door, you're making a prediction. In the bowl of your hands, water drains through, leaving the bean, the seed, flower that in the hand blooms, then slowly dies. On the other side of the ocean, trees bear oranges and coconuts. Bougainvillea climbs. A bird is flying. Sun coming out of clouds. An open door is an invitation in the same way as a closed box. 1. The troubles had been packed in, squished against each other, so thick they could hardly breathe. Then the lid opened and air rushed in. 2. During their time in the box, the troubles had forgotten what it was like outside. They huddled together on the sidewalk, homeless. 3. One of them saw a person pass by and jumped. He waved from his perch at the other troubles, standing there wringing their hands. 4. The man was coming home from work. He felt a weight that he didn't remember that morning. A bad day, he thought. 5. The other troubles scattered in search of people. Once they looked around, there was no shortage. It was easy to jump onto a swinging arm or leg or piece of clothing or catch a foot or toe and hoist up from there. 6. The troubles like to climb up as far as possible. It seemed strange to them that people didn't brush them off. That's how they discovered they were invisible. 7. They found they could survive on the crumbs of what people ate. 8. In time, people became so used to carrying troubles around that they couldn't remember a time that they hadn't. 9. They grew bonded. So when a trouble was removed, when it fell or was scraped off by circumstance, people felt they had lost something and mourned. How it is. The white car that lives in the white of the eye comes out of the sun, behind the line of parked cars, the potted plant on the corner. Always there, travels submarine, hides in white blood cells, cruises arteries and veins, slides through the body politic. All the times it hasn't shown, you've sensed its filmy existence, so never completely a surprise when it surfaces in peripheral vision. The white car could be an actual car. It could be an election, getting lost in the woods for 5 days and nights, a birth or death. Too late to hit the gas, to swerve, always your fault. Tuck your head as it pulls you down, slide through until it stops. Thank you.
Ravens. I push everything I know off to the side. For a moment, I watch these two predators, fiddling and flapping, bracing on thick branches, letting go in the stiffening foliage of my ash tree. It's November. They are black as Syrian oil. I listen to their dialogue. Call resonates deep in the gullet. Like the ruffle of shuffling playing cards, it starts slow, punctuated by the final fan slap as the last card folds the deck. Next, quiet roulette of dealers' hands. I imagine what they might have said. Passion, a bargain, scolding or rolled eyes over chores, divvying seed. Who was wrong? Who was right? Caw is the end of a sentence. I do not speak bird, but in this aging moment, I wish I did. one to the other over the fussing and how significant or not it would all mean in the end. I wonder if I could learn Raven, a dialect of bird, one of thousands, perhaps tens or hundreds of thousands. No, millions. And if I could begin, even just begin, nothing more for now, to understand what new worlds. Stains. The blackberries glisten in my father's hands, fingertips turned to dusk in the twilight. The blackberries are a bonus, sweet reminder of lazy late June and berry picking. During this ripening season, I miss him most. I blanch Jersey peaches, stir them together with blackberry brandy and Mexican vanilla. Whisk flour and granular sugar, baking powder, salt, and whole milk. Thin batter poured over peach quarters and melted, sweet cream butter. I broadcast the blackberries across the silken batter, like a farmer sowing seed by hand. At the end of a warm June afternoon, palms filled and scattered, full of fruit and memory.
Quarantine Moons, April 2020. The last one, the worm moon, waxed during the week that everything changed. March's moon marched to a new drum beat. Inexorable beat thumped in the background. This pink moon parts winter-stripped trees with her round elbows. April moon, the one that sings about love, a big-chested opera soprano staring in the window, incongruous smile. Everything is coming into leaf. We should be glad. They call this thing novel. It stalks us. This gray sickness feels like a dystopian novel, a creeping dread we trained for with books and films. We try to hide from it with Netflix, with Facebook humor, keep busy working from home. Grateful digital connections in our solitary watchtowers, tools to fight our isolation, tenuous as moonbeams. At a time when we most need arms around each other, distance is enforced. Alone, we count the days and weeks. We pray to wake without a cough. We will watch this moon slim and sliver. The next one is the flower moon. Spring in its full blooming, May. The world will green whether we're here to see it or not. Blossoms will blaze, and maybe we can dance, touch again. Dread. It has come to me before. In the gift from my first love, 18, examining the ring of bruises on my neck. My eyes, the ones that still could see that day, when I met my ruined face in the mirror. In a haze of smoke and buzzing pain, my first husband screaming at the woman who had not stopped, "Look what you did to my car!" While I waited for the jaws of life to cut me out of it. In the cracking of my body against another car, no brakes this time, just my cough of breath in surprise, sudden rush of panic because my little girl was with me. In the sound of the ambulance, the murmuring crowd. Inside, my own cells once tricked to work against me. It teemed in a tiny, stealthy army I was sure could smell my fear. This new sickness waits, patient and insidious, something that could kill me with a small cloud of someone's laughter. I'll end on a slightly happier one. Resolution. A misty, ashen January day turns to a dusk of lush wine purple, frigid, streaked with the quiet dignity of winter trees. Home from work, I'm soothed by warmth. Here, in the tall brick surround, feathery heads of flame poke between logs like nervous birds. Soft crush of my cat, breathing her rumbled joy, puts my legs to sleep, but how could I move her? I've been reading poetry again, not folding laundry, cooking, not planning, paying bills, or putting dishes away, not exercising. Instead, I've been watching words and the fire, my husband near and quiet, letting the veil of night fall without even feeling guilty about what I should be doing. And I will do this again. Thank you.
Marjorie Kanter, thank you for including me in the Mad Society Festival. I'm coming to you from Madrid, Spain. I've lived in Spain for the past 30-some years, first in the south in a small town, Tarifa, that looks over the Strait of Gibraltar onto Tangier, Morocco. I write short literary pieces that are poem-like and based on real-life experience. Behind me is a project that I started about 10 years ago for a popular culture conference I was going to be reading at in Boston. It's called the Bag Story Project, and I'll take one off. The rest of them that I'm going to read I've already placed next to me. It's called Tugs, Pulls, and a Kiss. The mother gave a hard and heavy yank as she fixed her child's ponytail, and then asked, "Te he hecho daño?" Did I hurt you? The child said, "Sí." That means yes. The mother, "Dame un beso," give me a kiss. And just so you can get a closer up idea of the project, let me get it right there. There's the text, and this is the object. In this case, it's a box of dirt that is for washing your hair that I purchased in Morocco. A second one on hair. The beautician. He gave me her haircut, his mother's. It was meant to be a compliment. You can see I need a haircut, and because of COVID, I'm doing it, so it takes me a while to get up the nerve to do the next cutting. Difficult task. Just before he exited, in a rush, the professor instructed each and every one of us to turn to the person on our right and talk to them. We were sitting in a circle, and it was he who had seated us that way. Favorite hat. I was at a ladies' gathering. Obviously, one of them wasn't a lady. She stole my hat. Oh, and that's set in, not set, but the hat was, I had purchased in Filene's basement for probably $1 or something, and it was really wonderful. So I was really upset. This one happened just up the street from me at Plaza Santa Ana, right near the statue of Lorca, who's facing the National Theater. The blessing. He hangs around my neighborhood. Today it was my turn. He blessed me. I said, "Please don't." I didn't want all that crossing focused on my body. He insisted. He did it anyway.
He blessed my pancreas, my heart, my lungs. He got me to take off my glasses and bless my eyes. And then said, now you're cured. Don't put your glasses back on or you'll go blind. And I leave it to you to think about who this person might be and why he would be doing that. The light traveler. Wherever he goes, he carries 2 light bulbs in his bag. He has his reasons. This is another one that I leave to you to think about. Why would someone do that? He did have his reasons. The canned box. One day, this 5-year-old, at the moment when it was full of cowboys and Indians shooting each other, asked me to please go open up the TV, to go and get the can opener so we could play with the people locked up inside there. He was more than disappointed when they shot us dead. Just checking my time. This is about my brother when he was 2 or 3. I'm 3 years older than he is. He was always a little scientist, and it's called Little Scientist. He stapled himself, quietly pulled out the staple, examined the 2 red holes, and then said, ouch. And I will finish with this quiet little piece. Still moon. When the moon is covered with clouds, it's still there. Thank you so very much. I look forward to hearing all of you. It's a great pleasure to be part of this festival.